We call that a source, or that's our battery, or that's our source for DC. And we're going to talk about that. Yeah, no worries. If you don't have a microphone, that's fine. I just thought, it might be easier in a small group. We won't have too much chatting over each other or talking. But again, chat works good. So we'll talk about, different cells, the construction of cells. Okay, we'll do all this today. Again, connecting them in series parallel, and the reason why I mentioned your DC and your series and parallel circuits, we're going to connect some of these cells in certain configurations to get different voltages and currents. Okay, we're going to talk about magnets. Again, did you get into magnets much in your previous course? I'm just curious, so I want to know if I need to start at the very beginning or you've got a little bit. Did you cover the basics on magnets at all, or magnetism? I know it was only 2 weeks ago, so you got to remember, I hope. Little bit again, but not too much. Okay, so we'll maybe cover the basics, and this kind of covers the basics here, but we're going to go a little deeper into magnetism. Okay, and the reason why we need to go a little deeper is because you need to understand magnets, because that ties into, magnets are huge, right? That's our trade. Okay, magnetism and conductors, and taking conductors and cutting the lines of flux. Okay, that's how we induce voltage in things. That's what our rotating machines are. That's what the majority of the power and energy and electricity that we produce, okay, it comes from our rotating machines, our generators and our alternators. Okay, motors, we're taking that electrical energy and converting to mechanical energy. Okay, or we're taking a rotation and creating electrical energy. But we need to understand magnets. So we'll talk about some formulas, and we'll talk about the magnetic force, okay, what that is, electromagnetic circuits, okay, field intensity and flux density. Okay, when I talk about a magnet, and when I talk about flux density, we're talking about the amount of flux coming out of that magnet, okay, the strength of that magnet. Okay. If it only has a few lines of flux, its flux density isn't that strong, high. So we'll talk about the types of materials, and we'll do some calculations, and figure out what happens when I take a conductor and I cut those lines of flux. Okay, we're going to induce a voltage into that conductor. And that's going to tie us into a lot of our other stuff we're going to learn about. Okay, and this will be our third section that we learn. Okay, so slightly out of order here, we're just going to do batteries first, and then workhorse, and then magnetic circuits. Okay, that'll lead us into our DC motors and generators. Again, we talk about rotating machines, right? All we're doing is we have these magnets, okay, and we take a conductor and we rotate it, okay, to cut these lines of flux. And what I do is I end up inducing a voltage.